I'm Ukulele Jay, and today we're going to do a review on the John S. Kinnard RTU tenor ukulele. This is an East Indian rosewood back and sides ukulele with an Engelmann spruce top. This ukulele is really a fantastic instrument. It is built incredibly well. The lines are extremely tight. There are no seams along any joint areas of the ukulele. There are no seams or gaps along any edges of the binding or the purfling. And as you'll see in the close-up photos that are going on behind me here during the review, it really is an incredible instrument. The rosewood that is used on this is just a really beautiful cut of rosewood, really nice grain, almost iridescent, and the sides also match nicely. Really tight grained spruce top, straight lines, very nice. The celluloid binding also has the celluloid heel cap on the back here. Really simple headstock design, very Martin-esque to me. Martin guitars. John S. Kinnard is a 40-year experienced luthier doing guitars, and I'm not sure if this looks like a Martin headstock to you, but I just picture Martin when I see this, and it would have been nice to have something maybe a little bit different, kind of signature that's unique to John S. Kinnard, but the headstock definitely works with the instrument. Very clean design. The fretboard has binding that I think is really incredible. You can't even tell there's a bound fretboard on here unless you look really closely. And again, it's because the way this is put together it's just perfect. There's no seams at all. I'm not sure if you can see the binding in this video here, but you'll definitely see the binding on the photos that I have behind me. The Peghead tuners are great tuners. Any of you who have played with the geared tuners know those are really nice. The neck is actually a two-piece neck, very interesting. There are two carbon fiber rods that go down the neck area on either side of center, and the neck is put together using a piece of wood that is cut and put together with opposing grain. And when that is put together, you would think you'd see a seam, as you do in many backs or many tops on ukuleles. And unless you look incredibly close and you turn it in the light, you do not see a seam at all in the back of this neck. It's really amazing. Same with the headstock area. It's just everything's perfectly matched. Very impressive. Really reminds me along the lines of a quality you'd see in an instrument such as a Collings, which I think are one of the highest quality made ukuleles that are out there today. The fretboard on this being rosewood matches nicely to the rosewood bridge. Bone nut and saddle are nicely polished, and it does have a radius fretboard. The one thing I noticed is that the radius seemed a little bit different in various parts of the neck, and in fact it is a varying radius that goes from 12 inches to 20 inches. And I think it works really well with this instrument. I prefer having 12-inch radius on the neck all the way up, but in this case with this particular instrument it is a 12-inch to a 20-inch. But being a custom instrument, you of course can order anything you want, and I'm sure John Kinnard would be more than happy to accommodate any type of custom order. The inside of the instrument is really beautiful. It's just perfectly done. There's no glue anywhere. Everything has been sanded perfectly, very smooth, very nice tapers. The bracing flares out, kind of tapers towards the sides of the instrument. I was told the bracing has been modified a little bit on the ukuleles now based on feedback that was received from people who played this instrument, saying that they thought it could be a little bit louder. The volume for my liking is fine. I play usually with 1 to 3 people. I play indoors many of the times, and you don't have to be blasting an instrument. If everybody plays their instruments quietly, you can hear everybody's instrument just fine. And I think this actually does a fine job on the volume, but I was told that they have apparently increased the volume, and in doing so with adjusting the bracing, it's also increased the sustain. But the sustain on this instrument is fantastic. I wouldn't complain about that at all. And if it's even more pronounced now that they've changed the bracing with the sustain, it must be really incredible. I like a lot of sustain in my instruments, and for fingerstyle, I think it's great having those notes ring out as you're picking other notes. The way that the instrument is actually made in the back here, as you can see, has a slight arch to the back, which I like. I prefer a very prominent arch on the back. I think it really helps drive that sound, especially a lot of the low and the mids coming out of the instrument. The other thing that I really like about this instrument is it is simple. There's not a lot of bling, but it does have a very nice binding on it, and the black, white, black purfling around the top. It's got the side markers as well on the side. And I really have nothing to say about this instrument that's negative. I think it's a fantastic instrument. I would have liked to see maybe a little bit of a different headstock design, something that's really kind of unique. And that's really the only thing that I think is more aesthetics than anything else. The way it plays, the action, I think on this instrument is nice. I probably would lower it just a little bit, but again, that's all personal preference. It's definitely playable. There's no issues at all with the ability to play the instrument. And I think if you're looking to get into a custom instrument, the pricing on this is fantastic, and you can get into a custom Kinnard for less than a lot of the higher-end K-brand instruments. And I think that really says something about a luthier that's going to let people get in on a custom instrument for what I think is a very reasonable price. Until, of course, prices go up like everything else, and you wish that you had bought the instrument before the price hike. I think we've all been there, and I think now's definitely the time to take a look at this. And if you're thinking about a custom instrument, I would definitely take a look at the John S. Kinnard ukuleles from John S. Kinnard Stringed Instruments based out of Fallbrook, California. Thanks for watching, and I think you'll like it.